What is up everyone? Today I'm back with a very easy flat circle tutorial. I'm going to show you how to switch colors, and I guess I'm going to try and make it beginner friendly so this can be like your very first project. So to begin, I'm using cotton yarn by this brand. You can find it on Amazon. I'm going to leave a link in the description box below, and I'm using a 4mm hook. So to begin your flat circle, let's do a magic loop and 12 double crochets. So to do a magic loop, pinch your yarn here and then like this, wrap it around 3 of your fingers, then wrap it again in a cross shape. When you've done that, put your hook through the bottom one, pull the top one through, create a little loop like so, grab your working yarn and pull it through that loop. You now have a magic circle. So to start, we're always going to do 3 double crochets. 3 chains. 1, 2, and 3. So if you followed my method of magic loop, it will give you 1 chain. So you only need to add 2 more. But if you're using another method, for example, if you're chaining and joining like that, then make sure you add 3 chains. That will count as 1 double crochet. So to do a double crochet, yarn over, put your hook through the loop, bring it back. You have 3 loops on your hook, pull through the first 2, pull through the second 2. So yarn over, put your hook through the loop, bring it back, pull through first 2, then pull through second 2. So in total, we have created 3 and we need 12. So go ahead and create 12 and I'll meet you at the end of this round. It's pretty straightforward doing these double crochets, so I'll meet you towards the end. So I reached the end. Make sure you count 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Counting is going to be very important to getting a flat circle. So pull this bit of yarn you have to tighten the center of the circle. That's what a magic loop does. And now we're going to join. So where we did our 1, 2, 3, we're kind of going to skip that and we're going to go into here. So this is the top, as you can see. So that double crochet you did on top, there's a V. If you put your hook through there, you'll see that V shape a bit better. Do you see this? That's where you need to put your hook through. Pull your yarn back, pull it through here, and that's how we end this round, and that's called a slip stitch. So what I'm going to do is cut my yarn and I'm going to add a second color on. So what you do is pull this through, go at the back to the same area, make sure you get that V looking shape, get your yarn and pull it towards the back of your work. This will just mean that your work looks a lot cleaner. Now, normally on a flat circle, a lot of people advise you to work through here. I think the easier way to learn is to work into these big spaces. You see? So that's what we're going to do, and that's where we're going to work our stitches. So pick your second color, and I'm going to explain the maths behind this very quickly. What we've just done is a magic loop, and we've done a chain 3, which counts as 1 double crochet. And then we've done another one, so we've done 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we've done 12. In the next round, we're going to do 12 plus 12. So we're going to have 24. In the round after that, we're going to do 24 plus 12. That's going to be 36. In the round after that, so we started with 12, next round 24, next round 36. It's 36 plus 12. So you sort of get the idea that in each round, we're just adding 12 more. And I'll show you how to add the 12 more. So for this round, because we need to add 12 more, what we're going to do is just add 2 double crochets in each of these areas. That means we will have 24. So at the end of the round, make sure you count how much you have. We need to make sure that these numbers are accurate on your stitches. Go ahead, pick your second color. I've picked this lemon yellow. And what I'm going to do is pick this up and go in any of these spaces. Right? Now go from the back, get your yarn and pull it through and tie it right on. If you've got another way of joining yarn, please go ahead and use that. This is just the way I do it. So we're going to put our hook in there, pull the yarn back, and then do 1 chain, 2 chain, and then, you guessed it, a 3rd chain. This is going to count as 1 double crochet. So go back and make another double crochet in the same area. So that's all we have to do in each of these. So in the next space, which is right here, make another 2 double crochets. So 1 and 2. Pretty easy, right? Let's go in the next space. Let's add another 2. 1 and 2. So there is the other way of doing a circle, but I feel like starting this way is a bit easier. The other way is working into these big spaces here instead. You know, right at the top of the double crochet, you get that 2 space, which creates a V. That's where you'd work into if, I guess, if you want to move on to doing a bit more advanced, I'd say. So let's move on to the next space. Add another 2 in there. 1, 2. Keep going and you will have 24 by the end. And I'll meet you towards the end of the round. So I'm coming to the end of my round and I'll finish it off with you, and then we'll do a count. Make sure you count at the end of every round and make sure you haven't missed any stitches. And that's my last one. So before closing this round, let's have a quick count and make sure we have 24. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Perfect. Make sure you have the same count. So what we're going to do is, where we did the chain 3, we're going to go on top of the first double crochet we did. You could see this bit right here. If you put your hook through it, you'll have this V sort of shape. That's where you need to put your hook and do a slip stitch. So put it through there, pull it back and pull it through here. That is the end of our second round. So let's cut our yarn, pull this through and go to the back in the same stitch and pull it to the back of the work. So for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to tie these and cut them off. So pull this just to make sure your center is nice and tight. I'm going to tie these off, but you might want to weave it in, so please do weave it in. This is just a tutorial, so I'm not too worried about how the back of the work turns out. And then I'll show you the mats behind the next round. So again, we're going to be working in those big spaces. So go ahead and pick your next color and add it in how I showed you to add it in. So go into any of these spaces, get your next yarn. I'm going for all sorts of different colors. Go to the back, pull your yarn to the back and tie it on like so. So what we are going to be doing is what we call an increase. So where we did 2, we have to start with, so 2, we'll do 2 and then we'll do an increase. So we'll do 1, 2, 1. So we'll do our 12 as usual, but we're also adding another one in between. So that's called an increase. It'll be a bit easier if I showed you. So get your work. Let's do our chain 3. 1, 2, 3 in that same space, do another. So we've got 2 double crochets here. In the next one, we're just going to do 1. That's our increase, okay? So in the next one, just do 2, right? And in the one after, do 1. So the easiest way I guess I can explain this is, we started round 1 with 1 double crochet, so we got 12. Then in round 2 we did 2, so we have 24. In round 3 we're going to do 1 2 1 1 2 1, so that'll give us 36. In round 4 you'll do 1 2 1 1 1 2 1 1, and that will give us 48. So this will just increase. How many of these you do, we'll do. So the next one will be 1 2, that's 2 double crochets. Then we'll do 1 1 1. They'll be separate. Then we'll do 1 2 1 1 1. So this number will go 1 2 3, and as the rounds go on, that number will get bigger and bigger, right? So let me explain that. So here we're doing 2 double crochets, 1 2 double crochets, 1 2 double crochets, 1. In the next round you'll do 2 double crochets, 2 in 2 separate areas, and so on. So in the next one we're doing 1. So by the end of this round, make sure you have 36, and I'll show you how to do the next round, right? And I'll see you in a bit. So make sure you just do 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1, and in different areas. So 2 in one area and 1 in one area, and I'll meet you towards the end. So I'm approaching the end of my round. Let's just quickly go around and make sure I have 36. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35, and according to my maths I should have 36 because 36 because 24 plus 12 is 36. So I'm going to do my last one, and now skip the chain 3 you did and go ahead in this one, the top of the double crochet you did, and do your slip stitch. Let's cut our yarn, pull it through, go to the back of our work and pull the yarn to the back of the work so it's nice and neat. I'm just going to quickly tie it on, and then we'll move on to the next round. So I'm hoping I'm doing a good job of explaining how to increase rounds and make sure your circle stays flat. Now I'm going to make it a bit more complicated to make sure your circle doesn't start turning into an odd shape. We need to start changing the way we start our rounds. So, and if you're just looking on how to doing this coaster, then just follow what I'm doing. But if you're looking on learning how to increase, then I'm going to try and explain it the best I can. So get your yarn, go through anywhere you like in these big spaces, and put your hook through the back, pull it through, and tie it on. Right? Easy enough. So we've done 1 1 2 1 2 1. So you can carry on doing let's just start with the 3 chains and I'll explain. So because we did 1 over here, we need to do 1 2. So I'm going to do 1 over here, and in the next one I'm going to do 1. That'll be my increase, and then we do the usual 2 double crochets, right? Then in the next one, let me do my 2. So like I've done 1 here, I've done 2 in this round, and we're going to do the 2 again, right? Because that's our increase. And then do the 2 as usual. So in the next round, instead of doing 2, you would do 3 to increase, right? I'm hoping I'm being very clear with that, because I know when I first started, I was finding it so difficult to understand. Okay, so now do 1, 2. So in the next round, between the 2 double crochets, you do 3. And then the round after that, between the 2 double crochets, you do 4. And then the round after that, between the 2 double crochets, you do 5. So you get the point. It's an increase, and every time you increase by 1. So at the end of this round, I should have 48. But I'm also going to end the tutorial there because I think it's a good size for a coaster actually. But I'll see. And if mistakes happen, just undo them and redo them. It's very quick to fix. So I'm going to let you be, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. So I've reached the end of my round. Make sure you count around and have a total of 48. So now we're going to do this. So where we did our first, we're going to go into the first chain 3. The one after that is a double crochet. We're going to go into the top of the double crochet, pull your yarn through and pull it back. And that is a good tutorial for a coaster if you're a beginner. You'll find it so splendid and easy and fun to do. So how I would end this round is, instead of cutting my yarn off, I would go into the next bit and do a slip stitch again. This is when I'd cut my yarn and then pull it through, go back to the same area and pull it to the back of the work. And then you can weave it in, and I'm sure you will if you want your work to look pretty. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to tie it on and cut it off. So this is a cute coaster, and you can make, 3 more and you'll have a coaster set. And I've tried to make it easy to follow, but there is a cog on the video where you can click and reduce the playback speed if you want it to go slower. And before you go to do increases, I've basically, in the simplest term, use the 12 times table. So round 1 will have 12. Round 2 will have 24. Round 3 will have 36. Round 4 will have 48. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope I've explained this well, and I'll see you in my future videos.